Next topic in pre-fertilization events, just to know about sexuality in organisms. Sexuality means, what is the gender of an organism and which kind of gametes it is produced. Okay? Here, during sexual reproduction, two kinds of gametes. Two gametes. What are two gametes? Male and female. Gametes are derived from a single or two parents. Asexual reproduction is always single parental or uniparental reproduction process. But sexual reproduction may be a uniparental reproduction or biparental reproduction. How can we say? I told you briefly, suppose a plant is producing both a male and female gametes. If male and female gametes are produced by same plant, then male parent is itself and female parent is also itself. So that single parent is producing both kinds of gametes like male and female gametes, then it is uniparental individual. Okay? Here, to denote that single parental condition, what is that single parental? To denote single parental condition in plants. Actually, bisexual condition is there, na? That bisexual condition, to denote that bisexual condition or single parent, we use some terms like, what is the term normally to use to explain the plant's monoecious or homothallic nature? To explain that bisexual, see here, what is the difference between bisexual, monoecious, homothallic means? Here, bisexual is the term which can be used to describe flowers only. A bisexual flower, we can say. A bisexual flower, we can say. But we can't say bisexual plants. Okay? Whereas this homothallic, homo means same thallus is producing male and female gametes, which is also called monoecious. Monoecious means same plant is producing single plant producing two kinds of gametes, male and female gametes. That means a plant that are monoecious means plants produce male and female gametes. If a plant is producing male and female gametes, then it is called as monoecious or homothallic. That means here male and female sex organs are on same plant. If a single plant has both male and female sex organs, then that plant is called what? Homothallic or monoecious condition. Homothallic or monoecious is a condition where there is presence of male and female sex organs on a same plant. Examples for this: algae, an algae which is monoecious in nature, like Chara. Chara is an algae which is monoecious. If we see some angiosperms which are monoecious, monoecious angiosperms include Coconut. Coconut palm is monoecious. Maize, cucurbit. Cucurbit means cucumber, pumpkin, bitter gourd. That gourd family is called as cucurbit, which are members of the family Cucurbitaceae. Cucurbit means members of the family Cucurbitaceae. They are called as cucurbits. Like watermelon, muskmelon, bitter gourd, snake gourd, pumpkin, cucumber, all these. Okay. So in these plants, a single plant body has both male and female sex organs on the plant. So that type of plants are called what? Homothallic plants or monoecious plants. Homothallic means single thallus. Algae body is called as thallus, you know. As algae body is called thallus, that thallus has male and female sex organs. Single thallus has. So that's homothallic. Higher plant means monoecious. Mono means single. Okay, single plant has both male and female sex organs. That is monoecious. Don't think monoecious means one sex organ. Mono means one. Only one male and male or female, like that. Only one part is present. Don't think like that. Okay, this is a condition which is called as monoecious or homothallic, and some example. Right. Complete? Yes. Thank you. Yeah, 2 minutes, huh? Yeah, note down. Yeah, write it first. Last part, huh? Yeah, from this, yeah, you can write from here. I will be writing on top. Whereas, to denote unisexual condition, what are the terms we use? Homothallic, like here, heterothallic. Hetero means different, two. Heterothallic or dioecious terms are used. Dioecious terms are used. What is unisexual? The plant, we cannot say unisexual or bisexual plant. If a plant has a male or only female or whatever it is, that we cannot say unisexual plant or bisexual plant. Unisexual, bisexual terms are always used to describe flowers only. So unisexual flower. Unisexual flowers means unisexual male or female. A flower is unisexual means that may be a male flower or female flower. Whereas this heterothallic or dioecious, this condition where this male and female organs on separate members of same species. Male and female organs are present on separate members of same species. Then it is called as heterothallic. Heterothallic or dioecious condition. Hetero means different. In one species, Male plant is a separate member and female plant is separate member. Male pouch. What is male organ of reproduction in plants? What is male organ? Male organ is stamen. If a plant has stamens and carpels on separate members of same species, then that type of plants are called as this heterothallic. Okay. See some examples. Algae. Algae, usually lower algae are there. No, lower algae are not showing more sexual reproduction properties. Only few are there in them. Algae which are showing sexual reproduction, majorly they are homothallic. Homothallic. If you see bryophytes, bryophyte which is dioecious in nature. Example, Marchantia. Marchantia is a bryophyte which is showing dioecious nature, where male and female sex organs are present on separate members. Then angiosperms. Angiosperms example, Carica papaya. Carica papaya. In Carica papaya there is separate male member and female member. Male member and female members are separately seen in Carica papaya. That's why if you observe, some of the plants of Carica papaya may not producing fruit seeds. Fruits are not produced by some members. If a male Carica papaya plant is there, then it cannot produce fruits. Why? Male plant cannot produce fruits. Why? What is the reason? Anyone? Why male plants are not able to produce fruits in Carica papaya? Anyone? Amit? Why? Because not only Carica papaya, whatever the plant to produce fruit, yes, Jayasurya correct. To produce fruit, it should only will be there. Yeah, that is relevant only. To produce fruit, it must and should have ovary. Ovary will only transform into fruit. If ovary is there, then only there is formation of fruit. But in male plant means there is no female organs, no carpel. No carpel means no ovary. No ovary means no fruit is formed. Okay? Like this we can say. See here in angiosperms, dioecious plants I told na, male, female. Monoecious plants. What is the monoecious condition we can see is, monoecious means there may be two chances. All bisexual flowers. If a plant has bisexual flowers, then it is monoecious. Not dioecious, I am saying, previous one, monoecious. Otherwise, male and female flowers separately. If male and female flowers are present separate, then also this is called as monoecious condition. If male and female flowers are present on separate, but separately on same plant. Male flower is present separate, female flower is present separate, but they are present on same plant. That is also called as monoecious condition. Like that we can say. Okay. If you see animals, complete. This is already, you know. Is this complete? If you see animals, see, whereas animals we can describe with Unisexual animals or bisexual animals? Unisexual animals. Unisexual animals means male and female organs are born on separate members of same species, like cockroach. Cockroach is an unisexual animal. Bisexual animal. Bisexual animal means where male and female sex organs are born on same member. They are called as bisexual. These bisexuals are also called hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites. What are examples for hermaphrodites means? Earthworm, tapeworm, leech, sponges, etc. Earthworm, tapeworm, leech, sponges. These are examples to bisexual animals. Bisexual animals means on which male and female sex organs are born on a same animal body. If same single animal body has both male and female sex organs, then it is called as bisexual animal. Example, this bisexual animal is also called as hermaphrodites. Examples to hermaphrodites: earthworm, tapeworm, leech, sponges, etc. Okay? Tell me when you copy. I will erase and come to you. Okay? You have completed. Ashok. I am going to erase. Can I erase? If anyone didn't complete, yeah, you can say. Right. See now, how gamete formation is taking place. I told you, pre-fertilization events, gamete formation, gamete transfer. Okay. See here, if you see haploid individuals, how haploid individuals are producing? They produce gametes. Gamete formation takes place in haploid individuals by mitosis itself. By mitosis itself, there is a formation of gametes in haploid individuals, but they will show zygotic meiosis. Zygotes will undergo meiosis in haploid individuals. That means, suppose this is one haploid individual, N is there, it will produce gametes by mitosis, N. So when gametes are fused, there is formation of zygote 2N. It is undergoing again meiosis and there is restoration of haploid number as in parent. Parent has a haploid. So the parent ploidy is restored again after zygotic meiosis. Zygote is undergoing meiosis in haploid individuals. This is one. Whereas in diploid individuals, gamete formation takes place in specialized cells. Gamete formation takes place in diploid individuals in specialized cells. What are that specialized cells? Specialized cells called meiocytes. In diploid individuals, gamete formation or gametes are produced in some specialized cells called as meiocytes. These meiocytes are producing what? Spores or gametes. Spores or gametes are produced by the meiocytes on meiosis. So, what is the process here taking place? Meiosis. So, what is the type of cell division that is responsible for gamete formation? What is the cell division that is responsible for gamete formation means? In haploid individuals, mitosis produce gametes, whereas in diploid individuals, meiosis in meiocytes is responsible to produce gametes. So gametes are produced by both mitosis and meiosis. Why? Because as it is diploid means 2n. 2n is undergoing meiosis and producing n. n will combine and there is formation of 2n zygotes. Already here meiosis taken place. So 2n parent, 2n zygote is regenerated. Ploidy is restored. So based on the ploidy, that cell division for gamete formation is different. Either by mitosis or meiosis, gametes are produced based on the ploidy of the individual. Okay? Right. Next step of pre-fertilization. Gamete transfer. Gamete transfer. What is gamete transfer? Transfer of a gamete. Normally, male gametes are produced by male individual, female gametes are produced by female individual. But if gametes are coming closer together, then only they will fuse together and undergo fertilization, resulting in zygotic formation. But how to reach gametes? That is one. Here, if you see, in majority of organisms, in majority of members, female gametes are non-motile. Female gametes are non-motile and male gametes are motile. What is the motility here? Motility may be with the presence of flagella or some other structure. In majority of organisms, male gametes are motile, whereas female gametes are non-motile. As female gametes are non-motile, they cannot move anywhere. So, only chance is movement of male gametes takes place towards the female gametes. Okay? For that transfer of male gamete towards female gamete, to reach female gamete, male gametes need a medium. Can I erase up to here? Otherwise you copy fully, then I will erase. Complete copying, then I will erase and continue. Jayasuriya left. Aditya Krishna not joined, then Ashok Kumar, you take screenshots of attendees. Take screenshot who is present in the class. Okay, can you erase? Yes, thank you. So in majority of members, male gametes are motile and female gametes are non-motile. So these male gametes which are motile, they need a medium for transfer. To move towards female gamete, male gametes need a medium. Okay, see what is the medium? Examples, in algae means lower plants, you know, algae, Thallophyta, algae, bryophytes, and even pteridophytes also. In algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, water is the medium. Gametes are transferred, I mean male gametes are transferred towards the female gametes with the help of water. In algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, water is the medium. But if you see, in few algae, both male and female gametes are non-motile. Both male and female gametes are non-motile, motile. Both male and female gametes are motile, like Chlamydomonas, Cladophora, etc. In the members of Chlamydomonas, Cladophora, both male and female gametes are motile. Usually, previously I told you, in majority of members, male gametes are motile, but female gametes are non-motile. But in these members, female gametes are also motile. Both are motile. Okay, like a Cladophora. In higher plants, I mean, what is the medium? Medium may be water or wind or animals, nothing but biotic factors like insects, bees, butterflies, insects, some birds, ants, bats, like that. So in higher plants, the medium of gamete transfer may be water or wind, air mediated. That what I told you, this transfer of gamete transfer is called what? Gamete transfer means, which is pollination. Water mediated pollination, hydrophily. Wind mediated pollination, anemophily. Biotic factor mediated pollination, zoophily. So like that, pollination is taking place. But see here, the problem is there. Normally, female gametes are non-motile, so male gametes are moving towards female gametes. So they need a medium. So what happens? There may be a loss of male gametes during the gamete transfer. Gamete transfer is taking place. So during the gamete transfer, there may be loss of some male gametes. So to compensate loss of gametes, because male gametes are transporting, during the transport there may be loss of some male gametes. during the transport, male gametes are produced more. Male gametes are produced 1,000 times more than female gametes. 1,000 times more than female gametes. Because the female gamete is not moving. As a female gamete is non-motile, it is not moving anywhere, it is stationary, so there is no loss of female gametes. But when male gamete is moving, when male gamete is being transferred, either by water or wind or any factor, there may be loss of some gametes. So to compensate that loss of male gametes during pollination, there is a production of this male gametes in 1,000 times greater than female gametes. And in higher plants, pollen grain is carrier of male gametes. Male gametes are carried by pollen grains in higher plants like seed plants. And in the same higher plants, that transfer of pollen grain, what male gametes, in higher plants, pollen transfer or gamete transfer is there, na? That pollen transfer is called what? Pollination. What is pollination? Transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. Anther of one flower is producing male gametes, which is represented by pollen grains. That pollen grains are carried to stigma of the female flower. That transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma is called what? Pollination. Okay? And what happens? This pollen grain germinates into a pollen tube. Pollen grain germinate into a pollen tube. That pollen tube carries male gametes. Pollen tube, and it carries male gametes into ovule. Okay? This is taking place. Pollen grains are germinated into pollen tube. Then that pollen tube is carrying the male gametes into the ovule. That is taking place. This transfer of pollen grain and male gamete through pollen tube is there, na? This is a condition named sphenogamy. Sphenogamy. Under fertilization, I will tell you. Sphenogamy means fertilization taking place by the male gamete carried by pollen tube. Pollen tube is carrying male gametes into the ovule where fertilization is taking place. That type of fertilization is called as sphenogamy. That we'll see later. Next, this is about pre-fertilization events. What are pre-fertilization events? Gamete formation, gamete transfer. Then second one, second step of sexual reproduction is fertilization. Okay, what is the fertilization? Usually fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes, normally we call syngamy. Fusion of gametes and formation of zygotes is called fertilization. Fertilization refers to fusion of gametes which results in zygote formation. That is fertilization. This fertilization, based on the place of fertilization, it is two types where fertilization is taking place. One is internal fertilization. Internal fertilization. What is internal fertilization means? Syngamy takes place in female body. If syngamy is taking place inside female body, then it is called as internal fertilization. Internal fertilization, syngamy occurs inside the female body. Where it is seen means, it is seen in some numbers of fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, then gymnoangiosperms also. Gymnosperms, angiosperms also. Internal fertilization is seen. Internal fertilization means syngamy, fusion of male gamete with the female gamete, takes place inside the body. Okay? Here, egg is non-motile and male gamete reaches egg for syngamy. Okay? That is one thing. Right? Here, one important property of this internal fertilization is, even though there is a production of more number of male gametes, even male gametes are produced in large number, only a few number of eggs will be fertilized. That is the point. Okay? Here, only few eggs are fertilized. Even there are more male gametes. How many eggs are present? Suppose in female body there is around 10 eggs, 10 female gametes and 1000 male gametes are there. But 10 female gametes are there means that 10 female gametes only produce, fertilize, they will form into 10 zygotes which are developing into 10 seeds. Remaining all male gametes are not useful. And in higher plants, internal fertilization, male gametes carried by pollen tube. In higher plants, male gametes are carried by pollen tube. This is internal fertilization. Internal fertilization means where there is syngamy taking place inside the female body. Where inside the female body? See here, fungi like basidiocarp structures are there. Bryophytes, they have what corpogonium-like structures. Their pteridophytes have oogonium-like structures. Their gymnosperms, angiosperms have corpels. Ovaries are there inside the ovaries of gymnosperms and angiosperms. Here, bryophytes have corpogonium, pteridophytes have oogonium. These have megasporangium ovule. Inside that, fusion is taking place. That's why it is called as internal fertilization. Second one is external fertilization. What is external fertilization means? Syngamy, which takes place outside the female body. Why syngamy is taking place outside the female body means, here female organism also releases its gametes into surrounding. Female member will also release its gametes into the surroundings. Their fusion is taking place. That is called as external fertilization. This external fertilization outside the body of female organism is there, na? This is seen in majority of algae. Majority of algae are showing external fertilization. External fertilization is shown by this one. Okay. Here, one important property regarding the external fertilization is organisms show great synchrony in growth, that means nothing but maturation, and release of gametes. Organisms show great synchrony in release of gametes. Where two members are there, male member, female member, that release of gametes has great synchrony. What is great synchrony means? Whenever a male gamete is produced by male member, same time female member also releases its gametes. Then only male and female gametes will be active and they will be available for fusion. Because outside the female body, there is fertilization. If male gametes are produced, released into medium at one time, female gametes released at another time means then there is no chance of fertilization. So here, for better chances of fertilization, the organisms which are showing external fertilization, they show great synchrony in sexes and release of gametes, and they release large number of gametes. Large number of gametes. Even both male and female gametes, they are produced in large number of gametes to enhance, to increase the chance of fusion or syngamy. To increase the chance of fusion, male and female members are showing great synchrony in sexes and release of gametes, and they will release large number of gametes into surroundings to increase the chance of fertilization or fusion. This is external fertilization. Okay, note down this. Then I will give some definitions for different types of fertilization. Types of fertilization is there based on the character of the gametes. Based on the gametes, there are different types of fusion that we will see. We have completed Ashok Kumar, very good this time. What about remaining? Varsha? Completed. Amit, Lakshita, Hari, Lekashri, Varshini. Correct? Now, see types of fusion based on properties of gametes. Fertilization is divided into different types. Fertilization is different types based on the properties of gametes. One is isogamy. Isogamy. Can anyone say what is isogamy? You can turn on mic and explain and give definition. Isogamy. Gamy means here fusion. Iso means similar. What is that? Isogamy means fusion of morphologically and physiologically similar gametes. They have same morphology and same properties. Same morphology means both have motility or both do not have motility. That means both may have flagella or both may not have flagella. Suppose see gametes of Chlamydomonas. This is male gamete of Chlamydomonas. This is here. I told you isogametes. Isogametes are gametes which we cannot differentiate. They are isogametes. Morphologically and physiologically similar gametes are fusing, which is called as isogamy. This is seen in some algae and fungi. Some algae and some fungi show that isogamy. Second one is anisogamy. Anisogamy. Different morphology means yes. What is anisogamy means? Fusion of morphologically and physiologically different gametes. Morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes. Two gametes, they do not have same physiology or same morphology. That is called as anisogamy. This is also seen in some algae and some fungi. Two gametes, their morphology is different and physiology also different. That is anisogamy. Then third one, physiological anisogamy. See here, physiologically different, physiologically aniso. That means fusion of morphologically similar but physiologically dissimilar. Two gametes are fusing. That two gametes, their morphology is same, but their physiology is different. That is called as a physiological anisogamy. This is also seen in some of algae and some of fungi. some algae and fungi. In plant kingdom, you might study algae. Sexual reproduction is isogamy to anisogamy or isogamy to oogamy. Like that, you might study. Okay. And next one, zooidogamy. Zooidogamy. What is zooidogamy means? Here, large non-motile female gametes fuses with small motile male gametes. If a small motile male gamete is combining with large and always non-motile female gametes, large, always non-motile female gametes, then it is called as zooidogamy. This zooidogamy is seen in bryophyte, pteridophyte algae. This zooidogamy is seen in algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte. Zooidogamy means where large and always non-motile female gametes combined with a small and motile male gametes. That fusion is called what? Zooidogamy. Here, zooidogamy is a type of oogamy, you know. Oogamy means, I will tell you, next type I will explain, then you can understand what is oogamy. Stephanogamy, next one. Here, non-motile male gametes carried by pollen tube fuses with large non-motile female gametes. This is called stephanogamy. This is seen in higher plants, especially flowering plants, angiosperms only. Do stephanogamy takes place in gymnosperm? Anyone? Do stephanogamy takes place in gymnosperms? Yes or no? I wrote gymnosperms also. Is it correct or not? Is there formation of pollen tube in gymnosperms? There is only ovary, style stigma are absent. In gymnosperms, style stigma are absent, only ovary is there. Carpel has only ovary. Ovary is absent. Ovules are naked. Ovules are naked. Even ovaries are absent. Pollen grains are carried to micropyle directly in gymnosperms. In angiosperms, the pollen grains are carried to stigma. Then pollen tube will germinate. There in gymnosperms, pollen grains are carried to micropyle of the ovule. From the micropyle, then pollen grain is germinating into pollen tube which carries male gametes inside the ovule. So in gymnosperms also there is formation of pollen tube. See here, this is stephanogamy. Here, male gametes are also non-motile. As male gametes are non-motile, they are carried by the pollen tube. This is stephanogamy. In stephanogamy and zooidogamy, both conditions, here large and non-motile female gamete is there. Both are, I mean, if a large non-motile female gamete is involving, then it is called what? Oogamy. Oogamy. Stephanogamous type of oogamy. Zooidogamous type of oogamy. Stephanogamy is a type of oogamy. Zooidogamy is also a type of oogamy. Okay? This is about fertilization. Then fertilization is also complete. Enough for why? Enough for today. Why? One second. Yeah. Yeah, next class you have math, huh? Yeah, morning also I have botany class only, but MRB sir asked me botany class, so I gave him, as I have 2 classes today. If I take one more class, this chapter will be completed. Don't worry. Wednesday I will complete, and Wednesday we will start one more lesson. The remaining part of sexual reproduction is there now. Up to pollen pistil interaction it was complete. Remaining also I will complete. I mean, I will start on Wednesday, then 4 to 5 classes it will take. Okay, I will try. Everyone, is it enough for today for all? Okay. Don't worry, I won't reveal names. If I say name and meeting, then you may think. Yeah, WPT portions. 1 second, I will stop the meeting, then I will announce WPT portions also. Yeah, recording. Yeah, enough for today.